Melalui akun Instagramnya, pria ini mengatakan bahwa Yesus adalah 100% Muslim. Hal tersebut karena menurutnya, Yesus selalu mengajarkan tentang menyembah satu Tuhan saja, bukan tiga atau berapapun. Hal tersebut didapatnya setelah mempelajari Islam. Baginya, Islam memberikan pelajaran baik, yang membuatnya menjadi pribadi yang lebih baik dari sebelumnya, dibandingkan saat dia mempelajari kitab Yahudi dan buku-buku Kristen.
Jesus was 100% a Muslim, and there's nothing you can do to defend against this, because being a Muslim just means you submit to one God or Allah. And Islam is the only religion that I've studied that gets better the more I learn. When I studied the Kabbalah or I studied the Christian books, it just gets worse over time. The contradictions get worse, the belief system gets worse, the morals get worse. They can waste their time all they want, that's your choice. But no matter how you compare these religions, Islam is the only one that has a real good core of principles.
This might shock you, but after Muslims discovered the Americas, many of the Cherokee indigenous people accepted Islam. In 2004, Harvard graduate and U.S. Ambassador Dr. Crane, who came from a long line of Muslim Cherokees, published a story about this part of his family's history in the American Muslim magazine. Dr. Crane said that many Cherokees practiced Islam for centuries before Columbus entered the Americas. They called out public adhans, prayed 5 times a day, and the women wore a hijab. Their community was disrupted by European colonizers who viewed the Muslim Cherokee natives as a threat. The U.S. government even abolished the religious practices of Cherokees in 1905, imprisoning anyone caught praying Salah in public. Many Cherokees were forced to hide their beliefs to survive, even until about 50 years ago. Unfortunately, more than 100 million natives have been wiped off the planet once the Spaniards arrived in the Americas, because they declared the natives their enemy. Until date, this is one of the biggest acts of cruelty against humanity that has ever taken place, and these practices continue to take place today, and it's up to us to share this.
Hungary. Do you know that this country of the Magyars, which is located in Central Europe, was once a Muslim country for more than 150 years? From 1541 to 1699 AD, when it was ruled by the Ottoman Empire or the Ottoman Turks. Hundreds of mosques, schools and even universities used to stand majestically in 39 cities in Hungary. But all that is now gone. Mosques have been converted into Catholic churches and museums or other public facilities. The surviving Muslims, both native and of Turkish, Bosnian and Albanian descent, were forced to flee from Hungary to Turkey and nearby countries which were still controlled by the Ottoman Turks. One of the most famous historical buildings until now is the Pasha Qasim Mosque in the city of Pécs, the 5th largest city in Hungary. This building is the most famous tourist destination in Pécs city. Unfortunately, the Pasha Qasim Mosque has changed to become a Catholic church, following the defeat of the Ottoman Turks in 1699.
And now Islamic preaching is starting to bloom again. Many local residents converted to Islam, despite the rise of the Islamophobic movement. There are 2 types of Muslims in Hungary, namely local native Muslims, Pécs, who are in the Carpathian Plain, who have been Muslims since the 9th or 10th century AD, and Muslims from Volga, Bulgaria, now in southern Russia.